Once upon a time, in a not-too-distant future, there was a young girl named Lila who lived in a world where space travel was commonplace. Lila dreamed of becoming a famous astronaut and exploring the far reaches of the universe. One night, Lila went to bed and fell into a deep sleep. In her dreams, she found herself floating in space. She looked down and saw the earth below her. It was a beautiful sight. With swirls of white clouds and bright blue oceans. Suddenly, Lila saw a spaceship approaching her. It was unlike any she had ever seen before. It was sleek and silver. With shiny solar panels that sparkled in the sunlight. As the spaceship drew closer, Lila saw a group of friendly aliens waving at her from the windows. They were purple and green and had big, friendly eyes. The aliens invited Lila to join them on their spaceship for an adventure to explore the far reaches of the universe. Lila eagerly accepted the invitation and climbed aboard the spaceship. Inside, she saw that the walls were made of shimmering glass and that the floors were covered in soft, fluffy carpet. The spaceship had a kitchen with a food dispenser that made any food she could imagine. And a sleeping pod that was as cozy as a cloud. The spaceship blasted off into space. Leaving a trail of sparkling stardust behind it. Lila and the aliens visited strange new planets. Where they met new creatures and saw amazing sights. They explored vast galaxies. Flew through asteroid fields. and even landed on a comet. As Lila and the aliens flew through space, she felt a sense of wonder and awe that she had never felt before. She knew that this was what she had always dreamed of doing. And as the spaceship made its way back to Earth, Lila knew that she would never forget this amazing adventure. Lila woke up the next morning feeling refreshed and energized. And she knew that she would never forget her dream of exploring the universe. From that day on, she worked hard to achieve her dream of becoming an astronaut. And one day she would make her way to the stars. Just like in her dream. As they landed on the surface of the planet, the team of explorers marveled at the strange and beautiful sights around them. They had landed on a world that was completely covered in ice. But it wasn't like any ice they had ever seen before. The ice glittered and shimmered in the light of the distant star. Casting a rainbow of colors across the landscape. As they set out on foot to explore, the team came across a frozen lake that stretched out as far as they could see. At first, they were hesitant to venture out onto the ice. But then they noticed something moving just beneath the surface. Curious, they cautiously made their way out onto the frozen lake and peered into the icy depths. To their amazement, they saw schools of strange and exotic fish swimming around in the frigid waters. Some were brightly colored, while others glowed with an eerie bioluminescence. As they continued their exploration, the team discovered other amazing sights. Such as towering ice mountains, crystal caverns, and fields of frozen trees that sparkled like diamonds. They encountered strange creatures that seemed to thrive in the icy environment. Including a giant furry beast with a coat of shimmering silver fur. As they journeyed deeper into this frozen world, the explorers felt like they were discovering something new and amazing with every step. They knew that they were the first humans to set foot on this planet. And that they were making history with every discovery they made. Eventually, as the sun began to set and the temperature dropped even further, the team reluctantly made their way back to their spacecraft. But as they climbed aboard and prepared to leave this wondrous world behind, they knew that they would never forget their incredible journey to the land of ice and light. And they wondered what other wonders lay waiting to be discovered among the stars. As the ship entered the planet's atmosphere, the view outside the window became increasingly hazy. The captain's voice came over the intercom. Brace for impact. Everyone. This is going to be a bumpy landing. The ship shook and jolted as it made its way towards the planet's surface. Finally, with a loud thud, the ship landed on a rocky outcropping. And the engines shut off. The group of explorers let out a sigh of relief. Glad to have made it safely to the planet's surface. As they stepped out of the ship, they were amazed by the sight before them. The planet was a beautiful mix of colors. With green and purple trees dotting the landscape. In the distance, they could see a towering mountain range. They quickly set up camp and prepared for their journey. As they made their way through the planet's terrain, they discovered a strange alien artifact that seemed to emit a glowing energy. They carefully studied the artifact. Fascinated by its power, as the days passed, they encountered many strange and fascinating creatures. There were large, furry beasts that lumbered through the forest and small, colorful birds that flitted from tree to tree. They even came across a group of sentient beings. Humanoid in appearance, who communicated with the explorers through a series of clicks and whistles. Eventually, the explorers came across a dark, foreboding cave. Despite their apprehension, they knew they had to investigate. They slowly made their way through the twisting, turning tunnels, and finally, they discovered a hidden room. In the center of the room sat a large crystal. Pulsating with an otherworldly energy. The explorers approached the crystal. And as they did, a burst of energy shot out. Enveloping them in a warm, comforting light. When the light dissipated, they found themselves standing in a grand hall. Surrounded by cheering crowds. They looked down at themselves and realized that they were no longer explorers but had become the stars of a grand intergalactic stage performance. As they looked out at the vast audience before them, They knew that they had truly become the stuff of legend. Living on forever in the dreams and imaginations of those who watched their performance. With that thought in mind, they put on the show of a lifetime. Dancing and singing their way across the stage. All while bathed in the glowing light of the dream crystal. And as the show came to an end, they were transported back to their own world. Filled with a sense of wonder and excitement for what the future might hold. As the spaceship flew deeper into space, it approached a planet that shone like a bright blue jewel in the darkness. It was a water planet. And its oceans were filled with strange and wondrous creatures that no one on Earth had ever seen before. The future star explorer was amazed as they flew over the oceans. Watching colorful schools of fish darting through the water and huge, gentle sea creatures swimming gracefully by. They landed their spaceship on the shore of a beautiful beach. Where the sand was golden and the water was crystal clear. As they stepped out of the spaceship, they saw a group of friendly aliens approaching them. The aliens had smooth, blue skin and large, kind eyes that sparkled like diamonds. They welcomed the future star explorer and showed them around their underwater city. Where they had amazing technology and gadgets that the future star explorer had never seen before. The future star explorer explored the city. Marveling at the incredible machines that the aliens had created. Which helped them communicate with each other and travel across the ocean floor. They saw giant bubbles that transported the aliens across the water. And underwater elevators that took them up and down through the city. The aliens showed the future star explorer their most precious treasures, a collection of rare and beautiful gems that glowed like the stars in the night sky. They told the future star explorer that the gems had healing powers, and that they were cherished by their people for their beauty and their magic. As the future star explorer prepared to leave the water planet, the aliens gave them a gift, a small gem that glowed with a soft blue light. The future star explorer held the gem in their hand, feeling its warmth and energy. And knew that it was a symbol of the incredible adventure they had just had. As they soared away from the water planet and back towards Earth, the future star explorer knew that they would always treasure the memory of their amazing journey into the depths of the unknown. And as they drifted off to sleep,